Well, as what tends to happen quite often, actually, there was an interesting EA decision made today that was actually based off a mistake they made that we didn't know was a mistake until today. And some people were confused as to why this happened, and we can talk about that because I know exactly why this happened. So we'll get into that. We've got some Unbreakables news again that I'm going to assume is not going to be the best promo because, once again, today we don't have, like, real word on SBCs or anything like that. Just a few more promo cards, and yeah, we'll have to see. There's some more news and stuff, too, to go and look at today. And also, it's kind of funny that the Pina explosion, basically, was all over Twitter today. Just the fact that people are getting this card and realizing just, it makes no sense, like, how good she actually is. She's the best card in this game, and the pros are using her constantly. Like, there is no debate about this anymore. This isn't even some, like, Ben Yedder kind of thing to me, or the Ryan Kents of the world, the Doombias of the world. Like, this is a pro player card that is being used in these events, and it just makes no sense. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the top of the description. They're the safest and the cheapest option, and you can use my code JFC at checkout for an 8% discount. We'll talk about that right now, not to get ahead of myself. Thank you all for watching and being here. Appreciate every single one of you. And yeah, let's get started with, no, it's not my doppelganger, all right? This is not me. She's coming in at like 525k or so, which actually is above a little bit what her rumored price was, so it's even more expensive than that. But to be honest with you, I can't sit here and say, like, this won't be worth it. It's going to be worth it. Pina is insane in this game. So it's one of those things where it's like, if you have fodder for it, go for it. She's going to be amazing. So that's kind of the thought process with some of these really expensive SBCs is usually they're just great. It just, do you want to spend that much on an untradeable card? And if you guys don't know why the pros use her and why she's so insane in this game is really, there's a couple reasons. The main reasons is her play styles, though. The low driven plus and then finesse base as well, combining those two. Now, this one's got finesse plus and low driven base. That one debatably is actually better. I think since the most recent patch, pros have said the finesse plus is actually the best one. So you got those two. You've got tiki-taka, incisive, technical. That's like the holy trinity of sweat lord card there, because most cards just don't have that. Like most base gold cards, the pros are using base gold Pina, by the way, at the start of the game. Most base gold attackers don't have tiki-taka. It's like one of the rarest play styles for gold attackers, or for really any attackers at all at the start of the game. So you got that, plus just like good dribbling, and she's good in game. She has good animations. Combining those two, and that's why she's so insane. And obviously the 5-star weak foot plays a part in that as well. But yeah, there might be some hidden stats based in here about why she's so good. I saw some debate about that on Twitter today too, where it's like, why is she so good? I have cards in my team who have similar stats to her, or women's cards who are smaller, and they don't feel like her. Well, there are cards that we know in this game that have better animations, or just better, I don't even know what you want to call it. They move better, they feel better than some other cards do. They have very similar stats. And I know we're getting into conspiracy stuff technically, but that's not even really like that debated across the community. Even if you believe that a lot of these conspiracies are bullshit, I think it's pretty safe to say that other cards are still just superior to some others while having very similar stats, if not the exact same stats. So yeah, anyway, if you guys didn't see yesterday's video, the pack save begins for the third annual pack opening for the full team of the year, which should be, I think, like the middle of January to the end of January. So we got about a month and a couple weeks to save up some packs, and we should have, once again, hundreds and hundreds of very big packs. So if you're interested in seeing that eventually, and me packing probably nothing during the entire time, then subscribe if you're new. Okay, let's talk about now this weird decision that EA made that was a mistake, and here's the mistake. EA Direct tweets out, Ultimate Team heroes Pizarro and Fabregas were unintentionally released in packs during the Joga Bonito campaign. These player items have been removed from packs and will return in future campaigns, they say. So apparently it was a mistake. They came into packs during that squad update. We saw that there were some other heroes that you could search for post that squad update, and Fabregas and Pizarro were two of them, and they ended up both being in packs. You can kind of tell it was probably an accident when it happened, because you were like, why would they release those cards right now? It doesn't really make a ton of sense, especially when they weren't leaked in Joga Bonito, right? Like, they weren't going to be in that promo. It was Naceeb and a couple other players. So the circumstances around it were a little weird, right? I kind of assumed it might be a mistake, and I just didn't think they would do this, which is take them out of packs. And all this does here is just make people upset because they're being taken out of packs now, and people who want to use Fabregas and want to use Pizarro, especially Fabregas, obviously, because he's a very popular player from very popular clubs. Taking them out to have them come in at, I don't know, some point later, like, okay, is that really worth the bad PR you're going to get here by just taking them out of packs? I guess they deemed yes, because the reason they're out of packs now is because they just want to add something new later. That's what they want to do here. They just want to have a new player come in at some point later on in the year to help sell a promo down the line, right? The general consensus around this was like Confoot's tweet here, just keep them in, not like they're top tier cards, let them have fun with them, right? It's not like they're too good at all. I mean, they're both of them are not that great cards because of their base hero cards, and most base heroes are not that amazing right now unless they're the very, very top tier, right? They're taking these away only because they are going to be a selling point, or hopefully in their eyes, a selling point for some promo down the line when they need to have a filler promo, similar to what this one kind of is. So I just find that myself to be a little ridiculous. I know we like to criticize them on whatever they do, it feels like, but these types of things that they do, I think these add up over time, because they're only doing this because of the reasons we talked about, which is just simply, you know, marketing, a selling strategy, basically. And when EA does things like this in a very, very business first way, I think these are some of the things that add up. Like whenever they do these things that are very business first, that just doesn't feel great to us. We don't give a fuck about them doing things business first. People are going to sit here and go, oh, that makes sense, guys, we understand. It's like, well, wait a second, I'm a Chelsea fan and I love Cesc Fabregas and I wanted to use him, and now I can't until, I don't know, it could be months. It could literally be months from now. I might not be playing the game in a couple months. Oh, that sucks. These kinds of small things that don't really mean much. Like, this doesn't really mean much unless you're a Fabregas or Pizarro fan, right? It doesn't really mean anything to us. But if you are one of those things, this is very discouraging, and there's so many different parts of the game that you might like that EA does these kinds of things to that are discouraging. That adds up over 6 years. And I think that's where a lot of the discouragement, or that sort of feeling that people have where they're like, man, I'm kind of bored with this. I'm not enjoying this right now. I think one pillar of the many pillars of that is like, this game's so obviously manipulative and business centric that it just gets annoying. But okay, hey guys, Unbreakables is coming out. Okay, what does this mean? We don't still know. Probably will be a similar to Joga Bonito type promo, just kind of like themed cards to some degree, with maybe a themed upgrade or two like the skill moves were for this promo, right? But Bukayo Saka coming as an Unbreakables player soon. Stats, all predictions again on these cards today. We had Garasi being the first player that we had leaked, which was an interesting first player. That kind of made me believe initially that it's like, okay, this promo might not be the most insane in terms of player selection, but Luis Diaz here also on the way, and then Joelinton as well as coming out in this promo. And there was once again some debate about Joelinton and this other card that we'll go and look at in one sec here. They had some good evos again recently. Some of the better midfielder evo chains are now both in this promo, and it's tough with that because there's so many evos that odds are some of the more popular cards are going to get good evo chains, and they're going to be in promos too because they're popular. I feel like that is sometimes us looking a bit deep at things, but I think that does play a part sometimes into their choice for selections too. Santi Cazorla is one of the players here, and then the other player that had a good evo chain recently was Eduardo Camavinga, and he's now in this team as well. But yeah, that's pretty much that. This is a funny little screenshot here of all of the pro teams, right? So here are the 6 FC Pro Live teams today and the cards they were using. There's a budget, right? You got an 8 mil budget. So how do you use your 8 mil budget? Well, every single pro player, every single one, all 6, has Claudia Pina in their team. The cornerstone's Pina, right? And every player, I think except one, combines Pina with Mbappe. So yeah, I think just right down here, Gibaros did not have Mbappe, but 5 of 6 had Mbappe and Pina up top for their teams. And by the way, that card design you've been seeing is not the confirmed design. Like, it could be anything. We have no idea. Like, I saw this concept here with icons and heroes because we have icons and heroes set to be in this team. It could look like this for all we know. We really don't have any clue. Also, this Hasegawa SBC, I forgot to mention, there's no way in hell this card is not crazy. Like, Tiki Taka Plus, base incisive, base pinged, base intercept, base technical. It's hard to get a lot better than this card, honestly, as a box-to-box center mid or something along those lines. This is a borderline must complete for everybody. And 5-star skills too, of course. Like, this is a borderline to not borderline, just straight up must complete SBC. I did want to mention that too. And I did see this Fraud Zone himself article here, which I did think was pretty funny. Fraud Zone, I'll give you that. In case you missed it, a 66 rated striker with 27 defending has more defensive play styles than Icon Cafu in FC 26. And it's funny to clown on this, right? I think in EA's eyes, they're saying like, okay, we know stats are still important to a degree, or we're trying to have stats be important still, and that's going to take precedent over a 27 defending card. He's not going to be better than Cafu, and that still is the case right now. He's not going to be better than Cafu, but it does highlight the idea of what cards get playstyles, what cards don't. Some of the best passers in history will not have certain passing playstyles, and it's like, why? Well, the reason is because they got to sell other promo cards that come out and give those playstyles to to that player, because then if they had every play style to start the game with, there's no point in upgrading, even though the stats, then you'd hope there was still a point then if stats were better. But how do you combine stats and play styles? Nobody knows. EA doesn't really know either, so we just kind of end up here. I did see this tweet from Mateus Gamer as well here. EA is looking for someone to perform the job of PC gameplay experience analyst. We're looking for a passionate PC gaming expert to join our quality assurance organization as a PC player experience tester. So basically, they're just reading off of one of the new job openings at EA is a PC experience analyst, and it's for eafc. And then one more job opening that was added as well was just a normal play tester. It says our quality council, which is part of the EA Sports FC team, concentrates on player-focused testing and providing feedback on new features to our producers. And down here, it's just a play tester, which I think, you know, there's a ton of play testers every year that they hire for a period of time. But that PC one's interesting. Like, are they trying to figure out a little bit more how to optimize PC? And they shouldn't just focus on optimizing PC. They should focus on optimizing the console version of the game, because my God, that shit sucks. I'm sorry to all you console guys. I know most of you are console guys because you don't want to fucking buy a gigantic expensive PC, because nobody really would like to, unless you're obviously a huge gamer or somebody who is passionate about that, have a lot of money to spend as well. Like, buying a PC is not cheap, and the console version of the game is my fat ass. But okay, yes, Cesc Fabregas is extinct right now, 120k, because, I mean, you never know when he's going to come out. Like, you're just not going to know that until we get the full team leaks for Unbreakables. Then maybe the next week, will they come for Winter Wildcards? Or, you know, when will they? I would assume it probably is somewhat soon if they got added into the database, but you truly don't know. So I would say to you, like, yeah, don't buy one of these guys. Even if you really want to use Fabregas, he's probably coming somewhat soon, but even then, like, you want to have fun. And if Fabregas is going to be that guy that you can go and have fun with, don't let me stop you, right? And also Claudia Pina, guys, by the way, 86 rated. These Evos are coming somewhat soon, and Pina is going to fit in one of them within, like, the first probably few weeks of them being a thing. So beware of that, too, that Pina's getting an Evo at some point soon. But okay, with the market, you're seeing some rises still on these Thunderstruck cards. Neto, Gravenberch, both going up here just on this screen. Jogo Benito's kind of fallen a little bit. Cole Palmer, I saw 170 yesterday. Yeah, right below that 170 mark. Just even earlier today, actually. Now down to the mid 140s, up to about 150 right now. And I think with Jogo Benito, you're probably looking at the best buy time post Rivals rewards if you really want to go out and buy these cards. I do think the dip that we will see at some point here is probably about a week from now still. Actually, I'd say probably about 5-6 days from now. I'm not trying to buy cards really until the Winter Wildcard crash starts. It's kind of a matter of time, and we want to be even further ahead than the average player who's more further ahead than they ever have been before. We saw that with the Black Friday crash. It was like so far ahead of time. People actually bought back because it was so early people sold off for. The market's so volatile right now with Evos, SPCs. We're back to last year's market, insanely volatile, and you can't really buy any really expensive, really rare card without basically guaranteeing a high chance of some coin loss if you hold on for like longer than 4 days. Like 4 or 5 days is the max you can hold right now and hope to retain similar value, and that's kind of what this promo has been. The weeks where there's not a lot going on, the market should do okay, but that's going to come few and far between this year. The Winter Wildcards, you know, there's huge stuff every year for Winter Wildcards. That starts in a couple weeks. Well, actually, it's less than a couple weeks. I'm staying pat. Just go and have fun, okay? Don't worry too much about market prices right now. But guys, by the way, if you bought consumables, I want to say when we talked about it like a week ago as well, that did great. I sold off mine for a lot of coins. I think yesterday I sold it all off, so that ended up working out well. Daily fodder check. Yeah, Pina came out, didn't really move, so that's kind of what we expected. 87s maybe went up a few hundred, but it was like not really much here. 86s went down actually. We'll look at these at some point over the next like week or so here, but until then, yeah. 84s right now, by the way, are 750 at club stock. Those big time. It's literally a risk-free investment, and team of the week still that are higher rated are not going for anything. You've got 86 team of the weeks at Discord. Like, that's just 3 of them got to be in your club. I don't know when they were gonna rise. They're gonna rise at some point this year. You gotta buy those. Let's read some of your comments now. We got Vornich 9872. Will you be back streaming on Twitch anytime soon at the latest for team of the year? I just gave you another Amazon Prime sub as a support for your videos. And he says, you know, I forget all the time because you're not online streaming, bro. LOL. The streams start back this Friday. This Friday, I'll be back again streaming. I'm gonna announce that in like the beginning of my video, probably tomorrow tomorrow or something like that, but I've tested it out now twice for an hour at a time. I've been good. I feel super ready to give it another go again, and we got to start grinding for that pack save. So we got to, you know, play a lot of, oh God, play a lot of games, play a lot of drafts to get some more packs as well. Menu grind. I got to do it with somebody, and I want to do it with you guys on stream. MVB, just an idea. I think Jogo Benito promo would have been cool if the card skin, or like the card design, would have given 5-star skills. They could have then sold the skin on a timed loan for 2 weeks or something like that. Here's one, you know, I like that idea. Here's one fun idea too that would have made this promo at least like interesting. EA announces everyone is getting a 5-star skill moves evolution. No ratings requirements, no nothing. Right now, we're giving you 1. Put it on whoever you want to, and that's it. So you can give anybody you want to 5-star skills. If you packed an icon Butragueño, you now can give him 5/5. Or if you wanted to apply it to a 78 rated card, you're going to put it in an Evo chain, then go and apply it to him. You know, there's just so many ideas that you can think of that are like, oh, that'd be kind of interesting. But the reason they won't do that is because they think a 5/5 Butra is just far too good for you, even though playstyles are the most important thing that you can possibly imagine. So the second a Butra comes out with 2 playstyle pluses, that's Tech Plus and Finesse Plus, that is even 5-star, 4-star, is still way better. That card is still a lot better than the 5/5 Butra with Tech Plus and like 2 other playstyles. That's why to me, you can give a card 5-star skills. Give one card 5-star skills, whatever you want to. Go and give it to him. And that to me, like, is not even close to too good. It's not. I'm sorry. With the way playstyles are, giving a card some extra skill moves is not going to change that much in the grand scheme of things. And most players don't even use 5-star skills like that. They don't. So it just, there's things like that they could just do that it's like, just bite the bullet a little bit on just some upgrades, or even drop 100,000 coin Evo that has no restrictions and the exact same thing. Maybe do that then. Get some FC points out of it if you're so fucking stingy. Like, where is that? But no, you have to wait. Everything is so on EA's terms. There's no Evo like that will probably come out until the season in season 7 or 8. Well, it's like, hey, no restrictions. You can do whatever you want to. Give a card 5-star weak foot, or there'll be restrictions, but it'll be max like 91 or something like that. There's so many things that it's like, hey, just bite the bullet like 0.01%. So that you can keep us happy, and then actually, if you wanted to even make money off it, then put it in the Evo section and fucking make it like $10 or 200k even if you want to do that. But it's like no restrictions at all. I don't know. Me in my head, I'm like, is that idea not better than anything EA's done in the last week? And I'm not like some the fucking smartest guy. I don't have all the right answers to this shit, but if I can think of it or even come close to thinking of a good idea, there's no way they're not thinking of these ideas as well, but they won't do it because money. And it's funny seeing back to all these comments here, like everybody almost in consensus. I had a couple people say some other stuff, but almost everybody was like, no, keep goalkeeper movement far away, which is like, hey, that's nice to see that it was very, very hard to find anybody who was like not about it. I was happy that I wasn't alone in that sentiment of, yeah, keeper movement being gone is, hey, I don't give a shit actually if it lowers the skill gap or not, which I don't think it does. But even if it did, I wouldn't give a fuck because that mechanic is cheese. But yeah, hey, I think that's it for me. Guys, I love you. Thank you all for watching the video. I love you all so much. And I love you all so much.